Welcome to Cavaletto Studios. I'm Chris. Rid yourself of muscular tension and improve mobility at the same time. Today, I invite you to the mat for a gentle, deep yoga stretch. This all on the floor, whole body stretch will loosen areas you did not realize were tight. So grab your mat, a block if you need, and let's get started. We're going to begin on our back, so just make yourself comfortable, lay all the way down to the floor, let your legs just fall open. Let your palms rest on the floor, closing your eyes. Just take a couple deep breaths in and out through the nose. One more breath. Now you're going to continue your breathing in and out through the nose. But I want you to just check in with the body. Notice if you're holding any tension. Just take note of that. And then go ahead and bring the arms up and bend the elbows so the backs of the hands go to the floor, coming to cactus arms. And just notice the chest wall, if there's any tension, where the shoulders and the chest and the arms meet. As you breathe, feel the expansion of the rib cage all the way up into that chest. Think about walking the shoulders a little further away from the ears, lengthening through the neck. Spread out the fingers, pushing the backs of your fingers to the floor. And then go ahead and bend the knees, place the feet flat on the floor. Do a little hip tuck so you can really press your low back into the mat. Take another deep breath in. Just notice how the things have shifted or changed in the body when you bend your knees. And now you're going to take both hands, reach them towards your knees, pull your knees towards your chest, and you can hold on to wrist, forearms, or the elbows, and just a gentle rock side to side. And then we'll find our center. Continue holding on to that right knee or shin or behind the thigh, either is fine, and straighten out your left leg to the front of the mat and flex both feet. Pushing your heels forward, pull those shoulders away from the ears. Just really hug that right knee in nice and tight, like you're squishing it into your body. Take a deep breath in, and then slowly release, pull the opposite leg into the chest, and extend your right leg. And again, just pull it into the belly, into that hip. Notice the difference, how that hip rotates, where your foot is, how does that feel? Flexing that right foot, pushing the heel towards the front of your mat. Now very slowly take a breath in, pull the right knee back into the chest, extend the left leg straight out. And again, squish the knee into the chest. It might feel a little easier this time. And release and switch legs, last one. Hugging that left knee into the chest, flex the right foot. From here, go ahead and bend your right knee, place your right foot flat on the floor so you can bring your left ankle over the right thigh and push that left knee open, and then just circle your left ankle. Circle it around. And then the other direction. Notice if you get any snap, crackle, pop. Flexing the foot, keeping the knee open, arms next to the body on the floor. We're going to push into the right foot, lifting the hips off the floor, a single leg bridge. Just feel that stretch through that left hip. Lower the hips halfway down, and then all the way back up again. And then this time lowering all the way back down. You're going to reach both hands towards your right thigh. You can pull that foot off the floor. Pull in on that back of the right thigh so the legs come in towards the chest. They're still crossed. Figure 4. And just relax your shoulders as you breathe into this stretch. Maybe add a little rock side to side with the hips. Just noticing things loosening up. One more rock side to side, and then pull both legs just slightly to your right, and then pull towards the chest. Rotate your left ankle, change directions, and then we're going to release the right foot to the floor and let the left foot go down as well. We're going to bring the right ankle over the left thigh, push that right knee open, rotate your right ankle. So you just want the ankle on the thigh, just in the right spot so you can still move the ankle. And then change direction, loosening things up. Flexing the foot, go ahead and bring the hands next to the body on the floor, keeping that knee open. Push into your left foot, lift the hips, single leg bridge. Noticing the stretch in that right hip, lower halfway down, and then come back up. And this time we'll lower all the way to the floor. And then reach both hands towards your left thigh, pulling the leg towards the body. And then gently rock the hips side to side. So just loosening up the hips, the glutes, maybe the hamstrings if you're tight there. And then rock it slightly to your left, pull that leg towards the chest. And breathe. And then slowly release that leg. And the foot goes back to the floor. Place your right foot on the floor and go ahead and reach your fingers towards your heels or your ankles. Palms are down. Gently pressing into your feet, lifting to a bridge. As you send your hips up, think about lengthening through the spine, drawing the knees in slightly. Take a deep breath in. And then on your exhale, go ahead and lower the hips all the way back down. And then bring those arms back to cactus arms. So you're bending the elbows, bringing the backs of the hands to the floor. Walk your feet a little bit wider than your hips towards the outside edges of your mat. And then gently drop both knees to your right. And just breathe here. Feel that nice stretch. Take a deep breath in. And then on your exhale, lift your left leg, then the right will follow, and drop both knees to your left. And just notice if one side feels a little tighter than the other. We're not judging, we're just observing. One more breath here. And then slowly both legs come back up. Walk the feet back in about hip distance apart. Walk them closer to the hips. And let's take another bridge. Arms are still at cactus arms. Lifting, lengthening, pull the knees in. And then slowly lower those hips all the way back to the floor. And let's give the legs a squeeze again. Hold on to the wrists, forearms, or elbows. Take a breath in, lift the nose to the knee. Exhale the head back down. And then release your feet onto the mat. And then you have the option of rolling to one side. And you can push yourself up. Or you can roll straight up and straighten out those legs out in front of you. Lifting up nice and tall. So just notice your posture. Notice how it feels to sit up tall. We're going to pull the right leg in to the chest, give it a squeeze, flexing the left leg. And you're holding on to that right knee nice and tight. So again, we're squishing it into the body just like we did on the back. Breathing, lengthening through the spine. Feel the crown of your head reaching to the sky. And then you're going to let your right knee just fall open to the side. So the bottom of your foot is against the thigh, knee, anywhere along there that feels comfortable to you. If your knee is way high and your hip doesn't rotate, put a block under your right thigh. We're going to sit up nice and tall, flex your left foot. Maintain the length of your spine and think about just rotating those hips and starting to lean forward. Walk the hands onto the mat on either side of your knee or the shin or the ankle, and just give the leg a rock side to side. And then maybe rock your upper body side to side. Notice where you're feeling this down into the hip, in that hamstring. Find your center, and then melt a little deeper. Maybe your hands can go a little further now. Remember to breathe. Shoulders are relaxed. You're still lengthening through that spine. Maybe you lean a little further. Some of you might be able to reach your toes. You can always use a strap if you can't reach your toes. And just enjoy that nice deep stretch. You might be feeling it in the low back, maybe the hamstring. Maybe you can reach a little further now. Maybe you let gravity start to assist, pulling your head towards the earth. Another deep breath in, another deep breath out. One more breath. Now you're going to walk your hands all the way in and on the floor and up. Sit up nice and tall. Just notice the body realigning. We're going to reach both arms up to the sky. And then you're exhaling back to that same leg. And see if you can reach a little further now. And let the upper body melt towards the leg. Might be a little easier to get deeper into that stretch. Taking our time. Maybe you take your right hand and reach it to the outside edge of your leg or your foot to deepen that stretch in the low back on the opposite side or even the shoulder. One more breath. And then you can release the hands, start to walk it up nice and tall. You're going to bring your right leg in and cross it over. Go ahead and take your left arm and give that knee a squeeze. Right hand behind you is a kickstand. Lift and look over your right shoulder, flexing your left foot. So just stretching through that glute. One more breath. Because we're going to come back to center and we're going to get a little deeper into that leg. But first we got to extend it out. And then you're going to pull that left foot into the chest, flex your right, and just wrap both hands around that left leg. Lift up nice and tall and squish it into the body. And just notice how that hip feels. Feel the crown of the head reaching to the sky, flexing that right foot. And then you're going to let that leg fall open, the bottom of the foot going against the thigh. Bring both hands to either side of your right thigh, lengthen through the spine. And then just start to walk yourself forward. Okay, give your body time to adapt so you can go deeper into the stretch. You maybe wiggle that leg a little bit. Maybe you can walk your hands forward more. Maybe you sway your body side to side. Notice if there's any tension. So you can let that tension go. Maybe you can reach a little further. Maybe you can reach your toes. Still staying tall through the spine as you lean forward. And find your breath. We never want to force the stretch. The body will melt deeper into that stretch. If we give it time, if we work our breath, have a little patience, Maybe you let your head start to drift towards the knee now. Continue that breath. One more breath here. And then you'll place your hands on the floor. Start to walk it up nice and tall. Extend both arms up. Flex the foot. And see if you can forward fold a little bit deeper towards that leg. Maybe you take your left hand and reach it to the outside edge of that right foot or thigh. Knee wherever it reaches. Get a deeper stretch. Full body. Stretching everything. Feel that connection from the fingers up through the shoulders, down in the back, over the hip, down the leg, to the toes. It's all connected. Take another deep breath in. Melt a little deeper. And then we'll release and we'll come all the way up, nice and tall. And just sit tall for a moment. Feel everything realigning. Then we'll pull that left knee in to the chest. Take the foot across the right thigh. Wrap your right arm around and reach the left arm back. Lift and twist, flexing that right foot. And breathing. Inhale. And exhale, look over your shoulder. And then we're going to release, coming back to center. And just extend the legs, see if you can sit up nice and tall. Now we're going to pull the right ankle across the left thigh. So in stretching, it's important to make sure our feet can move. So I want you to hold on to the big toe and the second toe and pull them apart. And then switch, pull them the other way. So then pull the big toe down. And they're just going to continue to repeat that. Go to each toe, separate, pull them apart. I'm on the second toe and the third toe. Pull them, one goes forward, one goes back. And then you go to the next set of toes. So I'm on the third toe and the fourth toe, pulling one to the front, one to the back, and then switch. You want this to feel good, but we want to keep that mobility up in the toes. Now I'm on the pinky toe and the one next to it, pulling them apart. And then wiggle those toes. Maybe you feel a little more blood flow into the toe. Good. And we've rotated the ankles a bit, so everything is connected, like I'm always saying. So now you can hold underneath the shin, and you can have both hands under the shin, one on the ankle. You can glide that foot side to side. We're going to go to cradle the baby. Maybe you hold on to the outside edge of your foot. Some of you might be able to place your foot in your elbow and your knee in the opposite, interlacing those fingers to flex the foot, and then just rotate gently with that hip side to side as we've been practicing. And then sit tall and pull that shin towards the chest. Looking out in front of you over your left toes. Find your breath. See if you can lift your foot a little higher. Feel that lovely stretch in the hip and the glute. And then slowly unlace your fingers if they are. Take your foot out from the elbow and extend that leg straight out in front of you. And just give it a shake. Now we're going to take the left foot across the right thigh. Now we're going to work on the toes first. So you're going to pull one toe towards the bottom of the foot, one to the top, your big toe and the second toe. Then you're going to switch. You're going to hold on to the big toe, pull it towards the top of your foot and the middle toe, second toe down. And then the next range, moving. So each toe you want to pull them apart. One forward, one back. One forward, one back, and then you switch. One, the other goes forward, the other back. And then to the pinky toe and the second toe. Just help getting that range of motion, and then wiggle those toes. We've rotated the ankle several times already. So moving up the leg to that glute, that connection. holding on underneath the shin or the ankle, or you can place the foot inside the elbow, interlacing the fingers, flex that right foot, and then just draw your body gently side to side. The hip, the leg. And then find your center. Deep stretch for that hip, flex the right foot, pull the shin towards your chest. Find your breath, maybe draw the foot slightly to your right, flexing it, lifting that left foot a little higher. Find your breath. I just give options. You figure out what works for your hip and glute, just getting it stretching, helping our mobility. And then we're going to slowly release. Extend that leg out and just let it shake out, sit up tall. Let's take a deep breath in, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, palms to heart space. Press the fingertips together, thumb to heart space. Open the fingers wide. Rotate the fingers down towards the earth and then back up. So we're stretching through the wrist, down and up. 2 more times, down and up. 1 last time, down and up. And then release. Open and close the fingers, wiggle them. We're going to cross the legs, or you can bring them to the side. We're going to tabletop. So bringing the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, spread out those fingers, index fingers facing the front. We're going to press into the tops of the feet, cat-cow, round through the back, stretch it out. Nice exhale. Inhale, lift the head, lift the tailbone, arch the back. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift and open. And last one, exhale, round. Inhale, lift and open. And then find your neutral spine. You're looking at the thumbs on the earth. Extend your right arm to the front. Thumb is up. Left toes to the back of the mat. Pressing into the mat so you stretch the calf a little extra. And then you're going to extend the leg straight up, point the toe. And then bring that foot across the body to the right. Take your right hand, reach it towards your right ankle. You're not really touching it, you're just reaching backwards. Twist and look back at that right, the left foot over to the right. The top of your foot is on the floor. Go ahead and bring your right hand to the mat. Tuck your toe under on your left foot. Push the ball of your foot into the floor. And then rotate and look over your right shoulder as you straighten out that left leg. Feel that stretch. And then head and upper body come to neutral. Go ahead and bring that left knee to the floor. Extend your left arm forward, thumb up. Right toe to the back of the mat, stretching through the calf. And then extend the leg up, pointing the toe. And now you're going to bring that foot to the left, that right leg. Reach your left arm back, opening it up. Look back at that toe on the floor. You're looking to the left, at your right foot that's over there to the left. Bring your left hand to the floor. Tuck your toes under, and then twist your upper body, looking back at that foot again. Notice where you feel the stretch. Maybe it's the glute, maybe it's the side of the body. So you want to get those long stretches from the foot all the way up the side of the body to the shoulder. And then we're going to come back to center. Bring the knee into alignment. Extend your right arm forward. Left leg extends back. So some options for you. Maybe lift the leg higher. Maybe you reach your right arm back, bend your left knee. You can also hold on to the left foot and then kick the foot into the hand, looking forward, opening up through the chest, the leg. Feel that connection. Find your breath. One more breath. And then extend the arm and leg front and back. Look at the floor. Flex your left foot, toes to the floor. And then hands and knees to the floor. Extend your left arm forward, right leg back. Option to lift the leg higher and just hold. Or you can bend the knee, push the heel to the sky, reach your left hand back, hold on to the foot, and option to kick your foot into the hand, lifting that leg higher, opening up through the whole front of the body. The arm, the shoulder, the chest, the belly, the hip, all the way to the quad, up the ankle. Feel that connection, one big loop. Find your breath. And then extend the arm and leg to the front and back of the mat. And then to your hands and knees. Cat-cow, round through the back. Draw the chin in, nice exhale. Inhale, lift, open. Maybe feel a little more mobility now. Exhale, round. Last one. Inhale, lift. And then find your neutral spine. Now from here, we're going to take our right foot forward to a lunge if you want blocks here, or you want to put something under your knee, a blanket. And then we're going to walk both hands up onto the thigh, lengthening, pushing that hip forward, push into the top of your left foot. So you're feeling that hip stretching out. And make sure you're holding the thigh, not the knee. Option to bring the arms up. You can do one arm or both. Turn your palms to the front and bend the elbows. Find those cactus arms. And make sure your chin is not pushing forward. You're not dropping the head back. We're really thinking alignment. Finding your breath. Bringing the palms together right in front of heart space. Let's twist towards the right thigh, bringing the tricep to the arm. Press the palms, a nice little twist here as you're still pressing forward with that hip. So getting a little belly stretch. One more breath. And then you're slowly going to come back to center. Bring both hands. They can come to the floor, or again, using a block. Straighten your front leg, the right toe, and pull your right toe up. Now maybe this is plenty and you can stay here, feeling that stretch in the back of the leg. Some of you might be able to sit on the heel or even next to your foot on the floor. Again, go where you feel comfortable. Maybe you're just sitting up and stretching through that ankle, that hamstring. Either way, you can lean forward, whether you're on blocks, even you're up high or low. One more breath. And then you're going to slowly start to bend the knee, work your way forward again. Make sure your knee is over your ankle because you never want it to be here where you can easily lift that heel. So it might be easier to go forward now. Walk it up one more time onto the thigh. And then hinge back again. This time pull the toe up. We're not going all the way to the floor, and then we're going to hinge forward again. Bring both hands on the inside of that right foot. Walk the right foot to the outside edges of your mat. You're going to keep your left hand on the left side of your mat. Right hand on the inside of your right thigh. Push the knee open so the foot goes to the outside edge of your foot. You're going to turn towards that knee and just hold here and breathe. Notice what's going on in the hips. And then slowly releasing, bringing both hands back to the floor. Go ahead and slide your right knee back onto the mat. And a cat-cow, round through the back. Nice exhale. Inhale, lift and open. One more time. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift and open. Finding your neutral spine. Bring your left foot forward. So even if you have to use that hand to help, using blocks, or you can walk it up onto the thigh. Again, never putting pressure on that knee. Relax the shoulders. So you're pushing your hips forward towards the front of the mat. If you feel pain in the knee, please throw a pillow or blanket underneath that right knee and push into the top of your right foot. Option to reach an arm up or both. Turn your palms to the front, bend the elbows, find your cactus arms. And again, make sure your head is relaxed, neutral, spine on the neck, it's not falling back. Now we're going to bring the palms together to heart space. This is where you can either twist to the side or you can bring your right tricep to the thigh. Maybe pressing the palms, adding a little twist, but you're still pushing those hips forward. So we're getting deep into those psoas, into that hip, that belly, finding your breath. Now from here, coming back to center, take your right hand to the floor, and you're going to straighten left hand, straighten out that left leg. You can have your hands on blocks here, or you can sit down onto your heel or to the side of it, whatever works for you. Feeling that stretch, maybe you lean into it. Maybe you stay on the foot. Find your breath. Try to relax your shoulders. And then we're going to lift up, sliding forward again, walking the hands up onto the thigh. And then hinge back again, staying tall without sitting all the way back. And then hinge forward. Both hands on the inside of that left foot. Walk your foot to the outside edge of the mat. Right hand to the outside edge of right side of the mat. Push that left knee open. Let it fall open to the outside of your foot. Rotate your shoulders open. Rotate your shoulders towards the left and hold it here. And breathe. Pushing into that right top of your foot, feeling that stretch all the way from the foot up the body, maybe into that hip. And then we're going to release, hands to the floor. Now you're going to take your left foot all the way back. Separate your hands nice and wide. You're on your knees, hips hinge forward, so you can bend your elbows and chaturanga all the way to the belly. And then bring your forearms underneath your shoulders and lengthen and lift through the spine. Take a deep breath in. And then when you come down, you're going to slide your elbows out to the side. Go ahead and turn your left ear to the floor. Extend your left arm out to the side. Right hand is on the floor next to you. Elbows bent, and you can push into the floor, turn onto your left side. And notice that the left arm is straight out to the left side. The top right leg can bend and go on the floor behind your left leg. So you're just stretching and opening up that chest. Try to relax both shoulders. Finding your breath. Make sure you can wiggle your left fingers. And then you're going to bring that top right leg back, stacking the legs, rolling onto your belly. And then you're going to bend your turn your right ear to the floor. Extend your right arm out to the right side, straight out from your shoulder. Left hand on the floor next to your chest. Elbow bent, roll onto your right side. And this time the left knee bends and the foot goes on the floor behind the right thigh for balance. And we stretch into that right arm and chest wall. And relax both shoulders. Find your breath. You want this to feel good, not hurt. Now that top left leg, you're going to extend it out and go ahead and roll onto the belly. And then from here, you're going to slide your elbows one more time under the shoulders. Tuck your toes under and then start to lift yourself to the knees. So you go into an elbow knee plank. Now you're welcome to stay here. And not only when we deep stretch, we also want to make sure our core is nice and warm. It can work. Option to lift to the toes. Knees come off the floor. So a full elbow plank. Find your breath and then slowly lower the knees to the floor, the belly, untuck the toes. Walk your feet about as wide as your mat. And then go ahead and start to lengthen and extend through the upper body, looking out in front of you. Option to start to straighten your arms, your hips stay on the floor. So it's a nice belly stretch as long as you don't feel any pinching in that low back. So this deep stretch goes all the way up the front of the body and then slowly lowering back down to the belly. Bring your chin in, tucking it in, looking at the floor, hands next to the rib cage on the floor. Pull the elbows in nice and tight. Do a little lift here. Again, still pushing the elbows towards the back. Tuck your chin again. And then this time push back into child's pose. Knees apart, feet together. Slide it all the way back. Forehead to the mat. And then walk your hands forward. Maybe bring your palms together. And then draw your thumbs towards your neck. Pressing your triceps towards the floor. And find your breath. Inhale and exhale. You're going to start to bring your hands out front again. Lift your head enough off the floor that you can take your right palm, turn it upward, slide it across under your left arm, going to your right shoulder, threading the needle, and wiggle those right fingers. And breathe. Really reaching that left arm to the front so you're stretching through the armpit. Slowly start to draw that right arm out. Extend it to the front of the mat. Send your left arm under. We're switching sides. And then as you reach that left arm, wiggle those fingers and reach the right arm overhead. Inhale and exhale. And then we're going to bring the left hand back out. From here, you're going to transition to a seated posture, an easy seat, Sukhasana. Crossing the legs, sitting up nice and tall. Either leg in front. And just let your arms rest next on your thighs. And pull that chin into alignment, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. And then draw your right ear to the right shoulder. Feel that left shoulder pulling down away from the ear. So you're stretching through that whole left side of the neck. Draw your chin down slightly. Ear is still to the shoulder. Draw your chin up slightly. Just notice the change. Maybe with your chin up, you bring your teeth together. Chin back down. And then head comes back to neutral. Let's try the other side. Now, draw the ear over. If one side's tighter, just take your time. To get to a deeper stretch, we need to give it time. We need to give the body a chance to relax. So your right shoulder's pulling down and away from your right ear as your left ear is reaching to the shoulder. Maybe try the chin down just half an inch, bring it up, bring your teeth together, rotate the chin down again, ears still to the shoulder. Just notice how that changes in that whole right side of the neck. If it's really tight, maybe you want to massage it a little bit, loosen things up. And then we bring the head back to center, chin to chest. Feel the stretch through the back of the neck. Maybe reach the hands forward onto the shins, start to round through the upper back, leaning back away. Stretching it all out. And then inhale, lift and lengthen through the spine. Nice and tall. Draw your right ear to right shoulder again. This time reach your left arm out to the side. And again, notice the change. Move the neck just a tiny bit up or down. Slide your left hand slightly backwards. And then bring your hand to the thigh and bring your head to neutral. Let's try that on the other side. Again, lengthening through the spine, draw your ear to the shoulder. And just breathe here. Start to reach your right arm out to the side, maybe back a little. Tiny movements if needed. Feeling the lengthening through the neck. Good. Hand to thigh. Bring your head back to neutral. Keep everything in alignment. Pull that chin parallel to the earth, ears over shoulders. Now slide your shoulders up to your ears and then all the way back down. And then you're going to bring the knees up. Place the feet flat on the floor. Slide your hands under the thighs, and you can make two fists or interlace. So you're going to be sitting up tall. Walk the feet slightly forward so they're pushing down. The legs are pushing down on your arms, and then lengthen through the spine. So as you're lengthening, the legs are pushing down on your arms, so you're feeling the stretch through the neck. And then again, take your right ear to right shoulder. Might be a little more intense, never force it. Take a deep breath in. Make sure you relax and wiggle the toes. Exhale, head to neutral, and then the other side. Left ear to left shoulder, wiggle the toes. Back to center. Good. A little mini chin to chest. And then bring your teeth together and just start to lift your head till you start to feel a stretch in the front of the neck. Open up the heart. Send the chest forward. And then come back to neutral. And then go ahead and release those arms. Might feel a little release there in that chest wall. Go ahead and slide the hips slightly forward. And then you're going to start to lean back, holding on to the back of the thighs. Again, lengthening through the spine as you lean. Option to lift your left leg. And you can maybe extend it. Some of you might be able to reach the left toe with your right hand. If you cannot, just hold on underneath the left thigh with your right hand. And then you're going to lift and twist and extend your left arm out to the side. Twist to the left. And breathe. We're getting a little bit of core as we stretch. Maybe you hold the ankle, wherever works for you. And then bring it back. Hold under the thighs, heels on the floor, lift tall. Take a deep breath in. Relax your shoulders. Extend, lifting your right leg. So maybe you slide your left hand under the right, or maybe you reach for your right toe. Maybe you straighten it. I just give options. And then twist to the right. Reaching that right arm out. Find your breath. Some of you, this might be challenging. Some, it might be easy. But notice how far you can twist and if that leg can go straight. One more breath. And then we come back to center. Heels on the floor, hold behind the thighs, lengthen through the spine. tilt back slightly. And just notice how long the spine is. Feel the crown of your head reaching, the shoulders pulling away from the ears. And then slowly start to roll all the way back onto the back. And then walk your feet in close to your hips, about hip distance apart. Hands reaching towards your heels. And then bring your arms to cactus arms. Backs of the hands on the floor. Close your eyes for a moment. Notice the sensations, the energy running through your body. And then pressing into your feet, lift your hips to a bridge. Just notice it might be a little easier from the start of class. Your body's moving a little better. Slowly lower your hips all the way back down. Now we're going to walk the feet and knees all the way together this time. And then you're going to start to drop both knees to your right. This time they're stacked, or they can be slightly staggered, both shoulders resting on the floor. Now from here, you're going to take your right hand. I want you to reach it to your right knee, left knee, pull it up. So you're twisting, adding a little pressure, pushing your hand into the knee, if that's in your practice. If the knee doesn't go up that far, that's fine. Keeping that left shoulder on the floor. And then slowly release that knee back so their legs are stacked. Hand back to cactus arms, bring both knees to center. And just realign everything. Realign your spine, make adjustments, feet and knees together, and then drop both knees to your left. Right shoulder stays on the floor. Option to take your left arm, reaching for the right leg, bring it up a little bit. A little deeper stretch, going all the way up into maybe even your right side of your chest wall. Maybe it's in your right hip or glute. Find your breath. Now we're going to release the leg, restack the feet and the knees, bring the knees back to center, arms back to cactus arms. Again, finding your center, maybe rock the hips forward and back. And then we're going to take the feet as wide as your mat and then bring the knees together, pushing your low back into the mat. And then release the knees back open, nice and wide. We're going to start to draw the arms overhead, reaching them as high as we can. And then draw the legs straight to the front. Point the toes, maybe hook the thumbs. And then flex the feet, full body stretch. And then hold on to your right wrist. Pull the body to the right slightly, upper body, and left, You're sliding your upper body to the left, holding the right wrist, and sliding your feet to the left. So variation of the Bananasana. And then come back to center, walk your feet to center, realign the body. Then you're going to switch. You're going to hold on to your left wrist. Start to gently pull to the right, maybe shifting your upper body to the right slightly. Walk your legs to the right. Feel a little stretch up the whole left side of the body. Find your breath. And then you're going to come back to center, walk the feet center. Let your legs just fall open, and then bring your arms down next to the body and turn your palms up so your heart really opens. And then close your eyes. Find your breath as it comes in and out through the nose. Notice the energy running through your body, even with a stretch. It just feels so good. Letting go of anything not serving you, letting it go. Get rid of that tension. Shoulders are further away from the ears, longer neck. Take a deep breath in and let it out through the mouth. And then when you're ready, you can roll to either side, give your knees a squeeze. And then we'll gently press ourselves up, coming up to an easy seat Sukhasana. You're welcome to sit on a block or a blanket. Realign, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms all the way overhead. Exhale, palms to heart space. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.